Okay, now our job plan is to remove the bottom end bearing, both the bottom shell and the top shell, inspect them and box back. If it is required, renew the same. Now, we earlier discussed about all the precautions and procedures to be followed. So now we have the checklist and we confirm that all the precautions are being taken. Now, as indicated just now, turn the engine to TDC, fit the wire sling in the eye in the top of the crankcase as shown, then fix two chain blocks on one on each side. Okay, this is to take the weight of the bottom off. Okay, now you have to take the clearance. Clearance is taken when the connecting rod is in the, piston is in the BDC. Okay, then after taking clearance only we should bring it up to TDC. Now applying the hydraulic pressure, the bottom end bearing bolt, that hydraulic nut is removed and kept aside. Now one pupil on each side, the bottom half along with the bearing shell is getting lowered. Okay, so it should be uniformly lowered on either sides, keeping a very good eye on the crank pin. Slowly it is brought down. It is allowed to rest on the crankcase. Okay. Now you have to make sure the bottom end bearing cap or the shell is not getting damaged. Now the stop screws which hold the shells in the bearing cap is removed. Okay, there are two stop screws are there, both are removed, and now a handling screw is fitted to the shell. Okay, now the shell is removed. The bottom shell is removed from the bottom bearing cap. Now the next job is dismounting of upper crank bearing shell. Actually, upper crank bearing shell is the shell which is facing the load. Now this upper bearing shell can be looked at only by bringing it out of the crank pin. So how to bring the top bearing shell out of the crank pin? For this purpose, now you are seeing a stopper. A stopper is fitted on the forward and aft, supplied by the engine makers. Now the weight of the connecting rod is taken by a chain block. Anyway, these supports which has been fitted, they are getting adjusted so that when you turn the engine, the crosshead will come down and rest on the stoppers evenly. It will rest on the stoppers evenly. Now, taking the weight of the connecting rod on one side, as shown, the crankshaft is turned on the same side very slowly. While doing so, the crank pin comes out of the connecting rod. You can see that the weight of the connecting rod is taken by the chain block, and now you can see the crank pin is completely out of the connecting rod, top half. Now the connecting rod is slowly relaxed and brought vertical. Now brought vertical. Now the position is crank pin is absolutely down, free of connecting rod, and connecting rod is freely hanging without any support. Okay, because the connecting rod top of is still connected to the crosshead and the crosshead is sitting on the stopper. So now some ropes are tied up to the top shell still in the top bearing cap. Okay, now slowly you can check after removing the stop screws, the top shell is removed. The top shell is removed. Though it's not heavy, the weight has to be taken care. The port starboard marking has to be noted down. So when you fit back, the bearing shell should be fitted the same way as it was removed. If the bearing shell is okay, you can put back the same bearing shell. Or if it is worn out very much and the base metal is exposed, then we have to renew the shells. While renewing so, both bottom and top shell both have to be renewed as a set. Now the process of fitting the upper shell is in the reverse direction. That is, the is taken is inside. It is fitted inside the top bearing cap. That is attached to the connecting rod bottom. After fitting the shell, the stop screws are fitted. Now the shell is thoroughly cleaned, okay, and lube oil is slightly applied. Once the top shell is well secured in place, the engineer checking the shell is aligned and placed. Now the stop screws are fitted to hold the top shell in place. Now the holding ropes have to be removed. Now the ropes and the holding screws are all removed. Okay. Now the connecting rod top off has to be made to rest on the crank pin. So now the connecting rod is again swung out. The crankshaft is turned slowly, and once it is coming closer and in line with the connecting rod, the connecting rod is slowly relaxed. You can see now the crank pin is slightly coming up. At the same time, the connecting rod is also slowly lowered. Now clean lube oil is applied to the crank pin as well as the top bearing shell. Okay, it is pre-lubricated. Now once it is over, the connecting rod is slowly lowered and simultaneously the crank shaft is turned. Now taking care, the crank pin and the connecting rod made to come in contact to the original position. Now the connecting rod, as the crankshaft is turned, the connecting rod comes to TDC and well safely rests on the crank pin. Now the stoppers to be removed because the crosshead is above the stopper, and the stoppers removed. Now the next step is fitting of the bottom bearing. It is again quite simple, is in the reverse direction. Clean the bearing cap, apply a little bit of lubricant, then fit the shell. Now they are cleaning it. The studs are already in the bearing cap only, 2 studs. Now the shell is fitted, the same position like how was it, giving importance to the markings. Now the shell is secured with the stop screws. Okay. After the stop screws are well tightened, now the bottom bearing cap along with the shell is lifted by 2 chain blocks. Slowly it is brought up, but anyway the shell is lubricated and the crank pin also lubricated with the engine oil. Now the bottom half is slowly brought up and the studs is taken care to pass through the stud hole in the connecting rod, top off. Connecting rod, top off. Now both the studs have clearly passed through that. Now enough care is taken. The bearing shells touches the crank pin safely. Now both the nuts are tightened, hand tight. Afterwards, the chain block is removed. Afterwards, chain block is removed. Once both the chain blocks are out, the hydraulic jack is fitted and both the bolt nuts are tightened, applying the pressure mentioned in the manual by using Tommy bar. Okay. Afterwards, the hydraulic pressure is released and the nut is secured by lashing. It is secured by lashing so that it won't become slack while running and due